I want to make sure it's actually working. Are you here, guys? Does it look like we're here?
I haven't received it. I have not received.
You haven't received a notification?
Here, but I haven't received it.
Okay, then it exists. It's happening.
It's joining.
You guys, we feel rusty because it has been seriously 2 weeks, 13 days. I counted. I looked. It's been almost 2 weeks since we last periscoped, and that is a really long time. I miss you. So go for it. Make a little noise with the chair. Wendy's here too. Race is here. But today I want to dive into this pretty quickly because there's a lot to cover. I have a list of questions that we gathered from all of your questions that have to do with my decluttering. But let me just do a couple of housekeeping things really quickly. First of all, I know that so many of you are watching replay and not live right in this moment. And so I don't want to spend too much time here at the beginning doing all the shout outs and stuff. I love you all. I'm thankful you're all here in all of the parts of the world that you are living your awesomeness. And the second thing is I should introduce myself because I know that a lot of you, or maybe some of you, are not familiar with me or us. And so my name's Becky Higgins. Our company has, I'm the creator of Project Life, and it's a system of scrapbooking that helps take all the fluff out of scrapbooking so that people who want to do it quicker and easier and faster have a way to do that. And I wanted to mention that because that is that's where my heart and soul belong in terms of work. It's really with my family and my faith, but also my work. And so we're talking about something today that has nothing to do with scrapbooking yet, because I'm going to get there. But it does have to do with decluttering. Can you guys see my little signs here? Are they in the view? Kind of. I'm just kind of keeping this here because I want you to know this is the topic of today's scope, and this is our website. You can always visit us at beckyhiggins.com, and I'm Becky Higgins LLC everywhere on social media. Everywhere. Okay, so Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope. So let's dive in. Here's the deal. Even though decluttering has nothing to do with scrapbooking, like I said, we'll talk about that another day. It is something that on a personal level, outside the office and at home, is something that I'm really in the thick of focusing on and concentrating on, and because of that, and because it's such a strong interest for me right now in my personal life, I can't not share that with people because I feel like sharing things that are helpful to me or somehow beneficial in some way, I feel can help or benefit other people. So if you're following my social media, you're seeing that I'm doing this sharing. There's a hashtag established for it. It's hashtag BH Adventures in Decluttering. Because I'm telling you, it's an adventure. And Race, your family has done it. Was it an adventure? It's an adventure. Wendy, you're in the thick of it?
I'm in the thick of it. One, you have to say where you got your shirt.
Oh, my shirt. Okay. Yeah. I'm really excited about it, actually. I forgot. I should have said something that I got this from Poppy and Dot. I'm not affiliated with them. They're not sponsoring the scope. It's not like that. I just think it's adorable because of the striped sleeves especially. And I'm a big fan of this length. Can we talk about the length? And it looks better on camera than in real life because the bright orange in here is super bright, right?
It is
super bright, but it looks it's photogenic.
Very
we decided.
Photogenic.
So Poppy and Dot, you can find them on Instagram. That's where I learned about them, and that's where I bought it from. You actually on Instagram, you leave your email address and yes, I want this and this is my size, and then they send you an invoice and you pay it within the hour and they ship it to you. That's genius. That's smart. Dangerous, yes. So kudos to Poppy and Dot. They're not even my friends. I don't even know them, so I just think they're smart. All right, back to the topic. Are we good with that? So Wendy's gonna look. She's looking at your comments. I'm just gonna talk, and if she feels like there's something super important we need to make sure that we interject, we can do that.
That's not on your list.
That's not on my list. I've got a long list. This list came from you guys. So Wendy actually went through all of your comments and questions from all of the social sharing that I've been doing, and that's where this list is from. Wait. One more housekeeping thing. One more. There's another camera here. So I'm looking at you guys, and this is live, but there's also a camera over there that is set up so that we can record this for real and put it on YouTube to last forever. So if you, for some reason, jump on Periscope too late and you don't get this episode or whatever, we're going to try this dual camera thing and we'll see how it works out. So stay tuned. We'll keep you posted. Shall I jump into the list? Okay. First question, why did you decide to start now? Decided to start now because David and I have been married 20 years and we have accumulated a lot of. And so we're sick of all the stuff. There's so much stuff. And we live in America, and in America we typically have these, relative to most of the world, we have larger homes and we have 3 kids, we have a sizable home, so we just have very easily accumulated a lot of stuff. So that's the short answer, is we were just sick of all the stuff, okay? Second question, how did you hear about the book? Okay, the book that we're talking about is written by an author. Again, I have no association with her, don't know her personally, she doesn't know me. Her name is Marie Kondo. And she focuses on the art of, well, let's talk about this for a second. For a book about decluttering, it is the most cluttered title of a book I have ever seen in my life. I can't even remember it, but it's something like the magic of...
It's the magic
decluttering. No. Wait, the magic of tidying up. The Japanese art of decluttering. Don't write that down. I totally screwed it up. The author is Marie Kondo. How did I hear about it? I heard about the book from social media. And there's not one person, there's just several people not posting about their progress, which is what I'm doing now, but just mentioning, I got the book, I like the book. And I'm like, this is kind of intriguing, and I'm definitely, David and I are both in the mood for decluttering, so we looked into it, and the way that we decided to do it was via audio book. And so anytime we had a nice long stretch of a bit of time in the car together, we would listen to the audio version. Ended up being a little less than 5 hours total. To listen to it, and I really loved doing it that way because we would pause it, talk about it, discuss. We would say, no, we're not going to do it that way, or that is amazing, right? We would discuss it along the way. You have to adapt the message in this book to suit you. And for us, most of it was suitable to what we wanted, what our goals were. So that's how I heard about it on social media. All right, somebody asked, what sparks joy for you? That is too broad. That's a very broad question. So I would just say in general, I mean, if we're talking about a category, I can be more specific, but in general, I think about what sparks joy for me, and it really has to do with narrowing down means that you can't keep all your you have to get rid of some of it. I somehow can't say the word out loud. I feel like it might offend somebody. You have to get rid of some of your stuff. And so it sparks joy for me to have less stuff. And because I'm in that mindset, that's a super broad answer for a very broad question, but it really helps me to just focus in and narrow down. Okay, are you thanking everything before you discard it? Okay. I know that a lot of people think it's a little kooky what she's talking about. I don't think it's that crazy. I don't. I think that, I'm no psychologist, but I do think that psychologically, mentally, emotionally, there's something about that acknowledgement of, I learned something from you, boxy, short, wide t-shirt that I'm never gonna buy anything like you again. And so while I don't say, thank you for the memories of what you provide, like I don't like literally handle every article of clothing and talk to it like this, but I do have feelings as I'm processing and going through these articles and these books and everything that we're doing in our home. And I do actually feel that gratitude, I do. And David, for that matter, does as well. And we both acknowledge that we really are legitimately thankful for the lessons that we learned from the stuff that we are getting rid of, whether we've had it for 15 years or 15 days, right? Because we all make mistakes in our purchases and we learn things from them. And that's what I like about Marie Kondo. She helps you to recognize that it's important to be grateful for what you learned from them. But no, I don't actually talk to my clothes. All right.
Kara said what brings her joy is picturing you and David talking.
Kara, it's true, we do. Yeah, but we don't actually talk to our clothes. Okay, how are you doing this without having an anxiety attack? I don't have anxiety attacks, so I will consider myself blessed. I am loving this more. I feel like I'm so alive just talking about it. I feel like I'm projecting and I'm being loud for that matter because I'm so excited and I'm in a hurry, but also because I'm excited. No, I have no anxiety about this. In fact, if anything, I'm going to say this one word. It is liberating. Liberating?
Yes.
Super liberating. I'm telling you,
You feel lighter.
You do. It's true. Did you find things that you didn't realize were missing? Yeah. Short answer. Yep, sure did. How did you decide what to donate and what to trash? Okay, so in my opinion, one man's trash is another man's treasure, right? Like you can't just assume that just because you think something is garbage that it really should be thrown away. Having said that, most, I would say 90 to 95% of our stuff was donated, right? To friends, charities, whatever. Different things for different stuff. But I have thrown away a handful of things because they truly were garbage. Like a pair of shoes, for example, that was so bent out of shape that there's no benefit that anyone can get from that because they're just terrible. That's when I would throw those away. My battery's dying, isn't it? Okay. I bet my battery is dying, so I'm going to try to go quicker. Okay, let's see. Are you enjoying the process? I think you get this. I am totally enjoying the process so much. Like it makes me happy. What are you learning about yourself during this process? I will tell you what I have learned the most. And I kind of already had these feelings before I really dove into the project. But something that and David, I'll mention him as well in this, is I have learned that stuff, while materialistic things matter. Like we're in the conference room at our office. We need these chairs. We need this table. We need to have a table to sit at home. We like having a nice bed, like different things like that. I have learned that it's just stuff. None of this, and she doesn't talk about this, but it's my own personal feeling. None of the stuff in our life is going with us to the grave, guys. So when you have a really long-term perspective, and I'm gonna say an eternal perspective on this process, and whether you keep something or give it up, it's still just stuff. And that includes scrapbooks, but I'm not gonna talk about that today. I'm not gonna go there. I've really some interesting things to say and share about scrapbooks another day. But when it comes to clothes and books and condiments in the fridge and who knows what's laying around your house, it's just stuff, right? So there's no anxiety, and I love the process, and that is what I've learned about myself. Is there anything suggested in the book that you've decided not to do? Yes. For those of you who read the book, remember the part where she talks about folding your shirts and vertical no. The reason for us that we don't do that, we hang everything. And I think the reason why she focuses on that is because you can really save space with this method that she describes. I honestly fell asleep during that part. I'm being completely truthful. I was tired. But I really I don't have a desire to do that because we have enough space in our closet that we don't have an issue with that. And so I have no desire to fold my shirts vertically. I see pictures of it and I think it's pretty. I do it with my socks and I actually love that. But when it comes to shirts, no, doesn't make any sense for us. We hang everything. Did you sell anything? No, didn't sell anything. Everything that we're getting rid of is donated. What happened to your beautiful bags? They were donated to a couple of my sisters-in-law who absolutely adore the bags, and I had leftover for other friends as well, I think. Didn't I have extras? So they were donated.
Not
the bags. Not that friend. That friend didn't get one? What? Anyway, so yeah, between my family and friends, they were donated. Did you do clothes in one day? No. Do you need to say something?
Jen Chandler's chiming in a lot.
She is. I just got off the phone with Jen, and now she understands what Periscope is.
She wants the credit for being the first person to help you declutter your closet.
Oh, can I tell that story? I can tell it in 10 seconds. Are you ready for this? Back in Ohio, about 2004, David and I got a what not to wear makeover by my friend Jen, and Bree was there and a couple other friends, and we literally had to, the show What Not to Wear, like TLC or something.
Yes.
I had never seen it, but I knew that we were in need of that clean out the closet, like you guys need to dress cooler, you're adults now kind of thing. And literally I had a dress from like the first year of marriage, which at that point is embarrassing that I even had anything still of that stage. So yeah, anyway, she gets credit for that. And we made huge progress then, and Jen, I will tell you and everybody else, this is like phase 2. significantly huge, big deal. I will tell you in a little bit how much we've gotten rid of. But the question is, did you do clothes in one day? And the answer is, heck no. We had too many. And I'm not ashamed to say that because we all make mistakes, but honestly, we had too many clothes. And that's just David and I and the kids, and we had to spread it out. And I think this is really important to point out because she talks about in the book, whether you've read it or not, I'm gonna say this, she talks about how important it is to do the decluttering in one full sweep. Now, that is subjective. One full sweep for somebody who lives in a little teeny apartment in New York City, you could probably do that in a weekend. That's your one full sweep. If you are in our situation where we live in the suburbs, we have a sizable home, we have kids, she doesn't even talk about kids. She does not even talk about toys, you guys. And I know, I don't know actually, if Lindsay Ross is in here, she's like, please talk about toys. I'm not talking about toys today, but I will when I get there, I promise. But it took us some time. It's okay. What one sweep means to you is different than what it means for someone else. And for us, we knew that this isn't going to be spread across a year, but we do need to do it within the course of at least a handful of weeks. Okay, so that's my answer to that. Interrupt me if you've got questions.
Connection is terrible. A lot of people's connection is terrible. You might want to remind them it's going to be up on the YouTube later.
On the YouTube. Don't hit the table. It shakes the camera. we tested that earlier. Okay, so if you are having connection issues, just catch it later in the replay or catch it on YouTube later. If you're following me on social media, I will make sure you guys know when it's on YouTube, okay? All right, flying through this list. What brand of undershirts do you prefer? Oh, because I had several of them. They're like the little short sleeve tees, and I use them for layering all the time. The brand that I use is Down East Basics, okay? Right? Is that what it's called?
That is.
Thanks, Wendy. Wendy knows that even better than I do. Next question, are you still going to use Roygbiv? Heck yeah! Roygbiv. If you don't know what Roygbiv is, then you missed that lesson in elementary school. The colors of the rainbow in the order that the colors appear in the rainbow. Roygbiv. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. The best ever. Slightly nerdy moment there, but Roygbiv is how I've been organizing the clothes in my closet for ages, and yes, I'm sticking with that. Are you going from room to room? Absolutely not. Nada. And there's one of the best golden nuggets I got from Marie Kondo's books, okay? David and I, before we read her book, were like, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go room to room, we're gonna declutter, we're gonna get this done. And then we read her book and we're like, oh, yeah, category by category by category, not room by room. And the reason why is, let's say you go room by room and you clean out your office drawers and you find the pins and you throw those away and blah, 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 blah. Then you get to the kitchen and you're like, oh, we have more pins. I didn't even know that we had them in here. Oh, and then there's some more in the laundry room, and we had a couple in the bedroom. So when you go category by category, you're actually in the mindset of just all things clothing, all things books, all things, and it goes on. And I think that way of doing it makes so much sense. It's actually how I approach my scrapbooking, another topic for another day. But no, I do not go room to room. All right. Almost done, guys. Just a few more questions. Do you really have the time to wear and use loungewear? Yeah, I do. So that must be from a post that I shared on Instagram where I shared how much of my loungewear I got rid of. I absolutely chill, guys. I do. I've balanced my life. I chill with my family and I wear loungewear. Maybe I need to post a picture of that.
Do you wear it to the grocery store?
I do not wear it to the grocery store. Are you counting as you go? Yes. One reason why. It is not recommended in the book. She doesn't even talk about that. I'm a nerd. I'm counting because it makes me feel good about how much decluttering we're really doing. So yeah, I count. What's your number of items discarded thus far? I know the number because I counted today. We're at 738.
Woohoo!
738 items. Let me explain what an item is. It is a pair of earrings is an item, right? A pair of shoes is an item. A shirt is an item. A blanket is an item. And the only categories that we have fully done are clothing, all of the entire family clothing, and we are almost done with books. We got through all the kids, and so I'm just saying, even just with clothes and a few miscellaneous things that we came across that were like, let's just get rid of it now. 738 items. What? I cannot wait to find out what the total is when we are all said and done. All right, and then last question I see here. Do you fold and stack your clothes vertically now? I addressed that one earlier. I don't, but I do it with my socks. And I did share that. If you're not following me on Instagram or Facebook, that's where I have shared those pictures. So Becky Higgins LLC, you can find me there. Hey, I have a sign for that too. Okay, so we gotta wrap up. And again, I want to thank you guys for being here, and I don't want to ignore you. So I'm going to let Wendy let me know. Were there a couple questions that I need to address before we sign off?
No, not necessarily. I think you covered most of them.
I did a lot of talking. Yeah, what was it?
A couple people on social media wanted to know your plan of attack for toys.
Okay, yeah. So Lindsay was one of those.
Yeah.
All right, so okay, this is where we are. We finished clothing. We're almost done with books, and then we're going to go ahead and head into papers next. Okay, because that's her recommendation, is actually paperwork. David and I are thrilled about that category because we're already desiring so badly to be paperless, and David's been like a scanning maniac for the past year or two because we, like most families, have a ton of files and papers and just stuff. And so my opinion is that I would like to share with you more of this process when I'm in the thick of it. And so for today, I'm not going to actually share with you my plan of attack for toys because mentally I'm still in books. And mentally every category is like its own little animal. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
You get closure when
Yes.
you're done with that category, and you don't feel that if you just do room by room by room.
No, you don't. Yeah, and that's why she says, you like literally bring everything to one spot. So books, we unloaded the kids' bookshelves, and we went around the whole house and found all of their books from everywhere and brought them in and added them to the pile and then went through them. So listen, I have zero affiliation with this book. I don't make a dime for telling you about it. I just think that there's a reason why it's caught on with a lot of people, and it has affected me. I would not say that it's life-changing because I'm already a fairly organized person, but it totally has shifted my paradigm when it comes to stuff. And the biggest takeaway that we're already feeling from this book is not just the decluttering, but the going forward and being able to move forward in life without actually acquiring more crap that, oh, I said it out loud. Sorry. More stuff. Jen, stop it. Jen's influencing me. Anyway, I feel like we can move forward and just really not acquire more stuff that we don't want. So decluttering isn't just in the here and now. It's moving forward and going forward and not being that consumer that's like, buy, whatever. It's, here's a shirt. Does it truly spark my joy? Am I gonna love this for months and months? If so, I'll purchase it. If not, no. All right, so peace out. We'll end there. You guys are awesome. We're gonna have to stop this Periscope. It's gonna be really awkward because no one's actually behind my phone right now. But if you guys have more questions, please keep following on social media, because between Instagram and Facebook, where I'm sharing hashtag BH Adventures in Decluttering, and right here on Periscope, I will totally, if you're interested, keep you posted on my progress. All right, see you guys. Bye-bye. See you later.